What's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one. Hope all is well. On this video, we're going to talk about, can Colorado win out and get to a bowl game? SHEDEUR saying is close to starting for the Cleveland Browns. We're going to talk about all that. I'm going to give my opinion today. Now, let me go to, speaking of Colorado, let me just go to, let me get this straight. Should have did this before I went live, but let's put this right. Oops. Uh-oh, I'm dropping everything. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. I should have did this before I went live, but I didn't. Okay, so here's the situation. Give me 1 second because I'm dropping everything. 1 second. Sorry, guys, I'm back. Had a little bit of technical difficulties. But how's everybody doing this morning? Um, he said, nah, this season is over. But we're gonna look at some scenarios. There's only two scenarios. Either they're just gonna lose out or they're gonna win out. If they win out, they're in a bowl game. Um, what's the likelihood of that happening? The way they've been playing, the way the defense been playing, I'm not sure. I mean, if I'm a betting man, I would say no, but you can't count nobody out. You just never know. I don't know what's going on in that locker room. There's something going on in the locker room. I'm not sure what it is. But right now, let me see. Let me share the screen so we can look at this. All right, here we go. Let's take this off. So here's this is the deal. But here's something I want to point out. After the West Virginia game coming up, they have a bye week. Their next game is November 8th. And after that is November 22nd. And then the 29th. So damn, the 22nd, that means they have another bye week. So West Virginia, they have to go to Morgantown. It's going to be a very hostile environment in West Virginia. Arizona State, that's going to be another tough game. And then they have to face Kansas State. All of these games are winnable. It's hard. It's going to be a hard 3-game stretch here. But it's a possibility they can win out. But here's another issue here. They're saying that Julian Juju Lewis is starting the next game. So he could potentially start against West Virginia and Arizona State. Now, will he play against Kansas State the last game? I'm not sure, especially if he's trying to preserve a red shirt. If he's trying to preserve his red shirt year, he's going to miss one of these games. Yeah, I know West Virginia beat Houston. This is not going to be, these games are not going to be a walk in the park just based on how they're playing. Um, so, but my question is, nobody is really, what's happening here? I was listening to the pregame show, with Uncle Neely, and nobody is really answering the question, like, what's really happening here? Um, and Coach Brown said, direct everything towards him and don't direct it towards his coaches. It's just it's a unusual situation. It's really hard to read. Really, you have to be there. I wish I was a fly on the wall, but I can't really read what's going on. And there has to be a logical reason for them not playing Juju for this long. It has to be something. Was he not ready? Was he not acclimated to the playbook? You said went out, they can't win a quarter. Well, no, I'm just giving the options. I mean, I'm just giving the scenarios here. It's only two scenarios. Either they're gonna win out and get to a bowl. In order to get to a bowl game, they have to win out. That was my point. They have to win out. They won 3 games already. If they win 3 more, they're in a bowl game. They can actually get to a bowl game if they win 5 games, but it's not likely. That means that there's not enough teams out there that won 6 games. But they have to win 6. They have to win 3 games to get to 6. And if they do that, they're above 500. And it's not a good season, but they saved the season, to rally into next season. The time is now. And the thing is, they have a bye week after West Virginia game. Guys, the West Virginia game is going to be a rowdy atmosphere. Now, for those that actually is going to Morgantown and you plan on wearing your Colorado jerseys, just look for to potentially get in a fight. That's how it is up there. Somebody will try you. It don't mean you're gonna get in a fight, they're gonna try you. Especially with the drinking and stuff. They're going to try you. And if you're going by yourself, just be ready. And but other than that, it's a fun atmosphere. I've been there before. Um, it's in Morgantown, and it's going to be a hostile environment. And I'm believing they're going with Juju, but I'm not sure with Coach Prime. I'm not sure. I think he's gonna go back with Salter, man, and they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose out. But hopefully he go with Juju. But I can't read him. I can't get a read on him. And also, he said he's not sure what's going on. He doesn't know. So he doesn't know what's going on. So hopefully Juju get this start because it's his time, at least for the next 2 games. But if so, he would have to play the last game too. Forget the red shirt. If they can get to a bowl game, that's a good rally to his second season. Because he really don't need a red shirt at this point. He's really good. I saw like how he was moving in the pocket. He's a really good player. Um, moving really well in the pocket. He throws the ball away when he has to. I like what I saw in him. The mechanics are there, and yeah, he's a winner. The mechanics are there, and also he has a good release. He throws to the right person. He has an accurate ball. He has the deep ball. Now he did throw the Sincere Brown, but they called it back. But no, was it him or Salter? Those I forget. One of those were called back, but then he did throw one for his touchdown. He has all the tools. He's actually ready now, but I don't know if he has the confidence of his coaches. And I would just say at this point, they got nothing to lose. I would give him a chance at this point because he could be in danger of leaving. Sorry about that. He has the mechanics. I like what I saw. I think they put him in too late though. The last game that was on the coaches. They put him in too late. It was too late, too little, too late. Coach. They asked Coach, "Why did you put him in?" He said it was common sense. I would have think they would have put him in before that. But hey, I'm happy. I'm glad with the little bit of production he had. I'm glad to see it. Yeah, I was glad to see that. But we'll see. There's a lot of speculation on people are leaving and hitting the transfer portal. And let me tell you what kind of started that for me. Because I don't like to talk about people hitting the transfer portal because I really don't know. But you remember when they had the transfer portal practice? Well, Julian Lewis, Juju, was in that practice playing the transfer portal practice. Why would you have him in the transfer portal practice when he's damn near your best quarterback? Why would you do that? Like it's clear that he's the best quarterback. It's clear after what I saw. Last game, it's clear that he is. So I think, guys, maybe he was trying to preserve a red shirt. That's why they didn't play him because he probably had stressed to his coaches that he would like to redshirt, and they're like, okay, if you like the red shirt, we'll play you late in the season. I think that's the only thing I can make sense of. And if that's the case, he is leaving. If he's trying to preserve his red shirt, yes, he's leaving. Yeah, they know something we don't know because it doesn't make sense. So I'm thinking he wants to preserve his red shirt because when Coach Prime was asked about it, he said, well, I don't know what him and his parents, I don't know what they're going to do. It's the way he answered it. So I think he's going to hit the transfer portal. And if he does, that's fine. It is. Um, but if he hits the transfer portal, they're not going to win next year either. I'm just telling you guys this. They're not going to win. Something is wrong. Something is very, very wrong with that program. And coach has to fix it. Whatever it is, he has to fix it. But they're not going to win next year either. Not until they really go heavy in that in the high school. They got to really recruit heavy in the high school, and they got to keep the homegrown kids home and recruit heavy in high school. And they're going to have to find a quarterback. So more than likely, they're going to have to find a freshman again. To preserve his red shirt, he could play 4 games. I know what you mean. He only could play 2 games contextual. I know what you mean. The last 2 games. I know what you meant. If we'll know if he only played the next 2 games, we know that he's preserving his red shirt. But if he play all 3 games, then he's not preserving his red shirt. Right? I know what you meant. But I like that back end how you broke it down on the back end. So yes, we'll know if he only played 2 games, we know. If I was him, I would preserve my red shirt. You said, if I'm prime, I'm giving the keys to stop. Then I'm looking for a 4-star quarterback playing backup in the Big Ten to groom. He had that already. They messed it up. They had it already. They've had a 5-star to groom, to back up stop. They've had this already. It's not working. Okay. What I'm telling you is they have to correct, the coaches have to correct something going on with them. They have to correct it. If not, then he's gonna lose for the rest of his years. He's gonna lose. He's not gonna, whatever how they got it, it's not gonna work. And also, I think I'm not gonna keep saying this word sabotage again. I'm not gonna say it because there's no way for us to prove it. There's no way. But it's reminiscent on what they're doing with SHEDEUR in Cleveland. It's the same what they did with Juju here. It's the same thing. The fans are calling for him to play. They refuse to play him. It's the same going on with SHEDEUR. It's the same thing. And guess what? They're mirrors of each other. You know why? Because the picture that they took when SHEDEUR was giving him the keys, they gave him the keys to sit on the bench. Is this karma? Because he's sitting on the bench. You can't do people like that. If you recruited him, I don't know if they promised him anything because coach said he doesn't promise anything. But coach, this kid was a 5-star. This kid can actually play. You guys, I mean, come on, man. I mean, you guys, only thing I can think of, they went and got another quarterback because I think he got hurt in high school. But the thing is, you guys paid this kid a lot of money to come fuck up y'all program. He fucked up your program, guys. I'm being honest here. And I don't know why he messed up the program because he can actually play ball. What happened here? Why did he come there and all of a sudden he don't know how to play no more? It's a little suspect to me. Football is football wherever you go. Or is the competition that just that much better? I don't know. You said it's going to take Juju 2 full years before he reaches his. How do you know that? What do you mean it's going to take him 2 full years? How do you know? So that means he should reach his potential next year. Is that what you're saying? They didn't say that about the Michigan quarterback, and he making all type of mistakes, and he's a freshman. I don't know. It's something else here. It's got to be something else. He has a lot of deficiencies. Max is clear as day. I know, but they kept playing him. They kept playing. Even they got blown out last week. They still started him. But I think what it is, guys, he's preserving his red shirt. I think that's what it is. That's the only thing that makes sense here. His dad or somebody could have said to him, like, listen, we're out of here. You're gonna preserve your red shirt. You're out of here. But I will be surprised if he come back next year. I'll be surprised. Only way you're gonna get game experience unless you play. That's the only way. They had a huge thing for him. They had Miss Peggy saying, please come here. They paid him all this money to sit the bench. SHEDEUR didn't sit the bench, and he was a freshman. He made all kind of mistakes. He made all kind of mistakes. He didn't lose his position. So all the attention and detail that he put into SHEDEUR, he has to put into somebody else. SHEDEUR played as a freshman at Jackson State. Now, don't get me wrong, he was a hell of a freshman. Okay. He got them to a bowl game at Jackson State. And the second year he got them to a bowl game. They lost both of the bowl games, but this is what happened. But you have to give somebody else that opportunity. You got to give someone else the opportunity. He can't get. I don't think he has. I don't think he can give a quarterback the same opportunities he gave his son. And that's a deficiency here because he's only coached his son. He don't have experience coaching nobody else. He doesn't. I'm talking about as far as quarterback is concerned. They don't know how. They don't know how. And this is a problem. That's why coach said this is on him. That's why he said that. He said, guys, don't talk to my coordinators. This was on me because he didn't play. But the only thing is, though, is it really on him or is the kid trying to preserve his red shirt? That's my question. He might be trying to preserve his red shirt, or Coach Prime should might be thinking, I should have went with Juju earlier in the season because he saw what he saw out there. He know Juju can play. He saw it, and he's probably thinking, I messed up. I should have went with him early in the season. Now I'm gonna lose this kid. It's on me. Now, my question for that program is, why should another 5-star come there? Why? You guys had a 5-star and you blowing it. So why should another 5-star quarterback go there? Why should they? So it's got to be something more than meets the eye. It has to be to make this to make sense. You said no, it's the system, Max. Trust me. Yeah, it has to be. It's the only way I can think about it. But so they have to change something in the system. So that means that instead of Coach Prime yelling at these kids at halftime and yelling at these kids after the game, talking about he needs to look at him and his coaches then. He needs to look at him and his coaches because they failed these kids. I mean, if he first and then in the press conference, he said he didn't know the answer to it, and then he doubled back and said he does know the answer. So what is the answer? See, these reporters, they're afraid to ask him the questions. They have to press him. Like, sir, if you don't want to, I would say to him, sir, if you don't want to answer the questions, then we can this can be over. Then we don't want to waste your time. Then, if you don't want to answer the questions, you got to go hard, man, to get the because Cleveland go hard on their players to get these answers. Like, what is it? Is he trying to preserve his red shirt, or because I could see that if he's trying to preserve his red shirt, then I understand why you guys didn't play him. Because he may have came to you guys and say he would like to redshirt. Because if he did, it makes sense to play him in the tail end of the season. And it made sense why they went with Staub. But the players checked out, man. The players are not that bad. They checked out. And also I know they checked out because they said they're not watching no film. They don't care. They're not watching no film. How are you only watching a few hours of film and think that's going to be sufficient? When most teams they play are studying to embarrass them. West Virginia, they're gonna try to embarrass them. I'm telling you guys this. It's gonna be if they don't get this straight, it's gonna be ugly in Morgantown. I'm just telling y'all this. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly. But it might not be they playing Juju. I know Juju not. He knows how to get that ball out, and he knows the right thing with that ball. And he's fast on top of it. He can run the ball if he want to. So maybe that's why he's saying this on him because he know exactly what the problem is now. He might know. He might know what the only he would know what the problem because I don't know what the problem is. Only the one problem I know they're not watching enough film. They're not giving it their all in that film room. Because let me tell you something, you might have more talent than me, but if I have the knowledge of your weakness, I'm gonna beat you. Case in point, you could be 250 pounds, right? 6'5", and you standing in front of me and you sitting up here trying to grab me when I'm looking at how skinny your legs is the whole time. All I gotta do is hit your ankles on an angle. You're done. You just have to identify the weakness. No matter how big and strong you are, especially if somebody have a wrestling background and they have leverage on you. Because you can use your leverage to your ability, or your lower core. But yeah, Morgantown, man, it's just gonna be crazy up there. They could win though. They could. But I think the players checked out. You said without film, you have guys. meant to hold the edge, crash it down, to rush the passer, leaving a huge gap to run through. Yeah, they had no film study. See what some of them are doing probably is okay. The play calls for me to come over here, then I just go over there. But what happens? Well, why don't you go the other way? Because the ball might be going that way. You might have an instinct to know that they're what they're about to do. You notice how the center lines up when they run the ball. You notice how he might lean farther to his left. That means they're getting ready to run. This stuff you pick up in the film. Okay. You know the quarterback is leaning a certain way. You see how the wide receivers are lined up. Travis caught it when he was watching his brother play. Travis looked at his brother and said, "Yo, you giving away the play." I could tell why. He could tell why the way he was lined up. So some of that you learn that stuff by watching film. Yeah, they run what the coaches call. Well, see, here's the thing. They're not going to correct the problem, IV4. They're not going to correct it next year unless they get players to watch more film. They're not going to correct it next year. They're gonna lose next year too. They're gonna have to recruit players that live and breathe football. That's what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to set a standard. Like, look, guys, if you guys don't watch film, you're not playing. I don't care how good you are. You're not gonna play, and I'm gonna take your money away because I'm gonna kick you off the team. I'm gonna kick your money away. We're not gonna pay you. I'm gonna kick your money off. I'm gonna take your money. That's what they got to do. You gotta get people that live in shit football. They don't have it. Yeah, the locker room is broken. They never gonna win like that. And it starts from the top. You gotta demand them to watch film. Like, look, if you guys don't watch film to my satisfaction, you're not playing. I don't care how much you're getting paid because you're not gonna get paid. We're gonna take your money away and give it to somebody else. You're not gonna play. I don't care if we lose I don't care if we win another game, but you guys are not playing. I promise you this. You're not gonna play. There's no way they should have stayed with Salter this long. There's no way the coaches. I don't know. Are they working? I mean, shit. I don't. It don't make no sense. You know the man is not working out. You know he's not working out. Do I think Mike Shula, Kevin Wilson, or Hugh Freeze are better than Pat? They just got fired as offensive coordinators. You said they just got fired. All of them just got fired. Did we see? Unfortunately, we live in a system where what have you done for me lately? That's what this game is about. What have you done for me lately? So if they not winning, they get fired. It's usually people get fired. You said, how can you not watch film? You will be going in blindly. That's what I'm saying, Ryan. They're not gonna win. It's the coaches and the players because the coaches should have demanded it. You said they were good in previous schools. Um, but they so you saying they all got fired? Or they just don't have jobs right now? Because you're looking at the offensive and defensive coordinator pool. There's a huge pool out there of people that's looking to move up. It's a huge pool out there. I mean, he could go after the Jackson State coach for the offensive coordinator spot, but I wouldn't do that if I was him. Coach Prime is in a bind here. He's in a bind. I don't know how he's going to get out of this. He's in a bind. So I think he has to. It's the players not watching film, guys. That's the majority of it. And I heard somebody say, you guys will know who I'm going to talk about. I don't care because he said that I'm not gonna mention it. I'm not gonna mention it, but he was wrong. I'm not gonna mention it. No, I'm not gonna do that because we live in a nation where men are sensitive, and when you say something about them, they yeah, I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, he needs some country. He needs some country farm boys that live in shit football, and then that'll be corrected. No, well, Mitch, the point of me saying that is the only way they can get to a bowl game if they win the last 3 games. That'll be 6 games on the season. They can go to a bowl game if they win out. They can. Now, the likelihood of them doing that, I'm not sure. I don't know what the likelihood is. Yeah, Chidozie said they saw. So the thing is, if they're not watching film, they're not going to win another game. And they're not going to win next year either. Okay? Or the next year until the coach is corrected. They got to go find people that are going to watch film. They have to. And my thing is, are they going too hard in practice? That's my question to y'all. Do they have enough gas left for the game? I was thinking about that. I was asking somebody that a friend of mine, he played for the Jets. He played for the Jets, he played for the Giants, he played for the Raiders. He was on the practice squad, for these teams or whatever. But his goal was to get in the front office and stuff and do other stuff, administrative work. But he finally did. I said to him, I said, do you think they're going too hard in practice? He was like, I don't know. I don't watch their practice. He said, how are they going? I said, they be trying to go hard in practice. And he said, well, no, that's not it. He told me that's not it because he said when he played and when I played, they did 2-a-days. They had practice 2-a-days. So it's no such thing as going hard in practice. He said you go hard in practice so the game is easier. But he said it's how they practice. That might be the issue. Are they preparing for the right things? He don't know. Nobody knows. He said, I don't know either. Nobody knows because we're not in practice. Now watch this. So it takes a while to build a team. When you keep putting new players together that don't know each other, you don't have no continuity. That might be the issue. So he's gonna have to work heavily with the high school ranks, and then within a couple years, he gonna build that team up, and the team will be right where he want them to be. Remember, he got Omarion and them from high school, and they just have to stay there. You said kids don't do red shirt much no more. You said Lewis is the answer. Yeah, well, yeah, them plays is kind of not working either. It's a culmination of a lot of things that messed up this year. Um, I know they have a good team on paper because this the first time it's the second time they got blown out. I think the kids don't checked out. Well, if the Browns Tommy Reese is calling plays this week, that means Shador about to play. That means Shador is about to play because he's been working with Shador. That means he about to play. That means Shadeur's getting ready to come in the game. And maybe that's why he's heavily trying to like lift weights and stuff and get ready. Yeah, he getting ready to play. Tommy Reese is not going to stay with what's his name. I promise you this. Tommy Reese has been around longer than that head coach. And he got a lot more respect in the league than that head coach. Actually, Tommy Reese could be the head coach. I'm just telling you this. He can be the head coach. So for Tommy Reese to be calling the shots, that means the owner called that play. That means the owner and the general manager got together and said that Tommy Reese is making the calls now. That's telling you. And if that's the case, Shadeur is getting ready to play. He's getting ready to play. You said if anyone that should be stretching to watch film should be Coach Prime. He does watch film. But the thing is, the players are not watching film. I couldn't believe they only 3 people raised their hand when Ray Lewis said it. He said, how many people go home and really dial in and put your phones down? Only 3 people raised their hand. Yeah, but here's the thing. Should he fire his buddies? But the team don't watch film. So how are you going to get the team to how are you going to win if you don't watch film? So you guys got to look at it that way. It starts with the players. They're not watching film like they're supposed to. They're not dedicated to it like they're supposed to. You're not going to win. I don't care what coach you have. You're not going to win. You're not going to beat Oregon. They got players at Oregon that live in shit football. You're not going to beat them. You're going to lose some games here and there, right? Because you're going to win or lose, but it ain't going to be, you ain't going to get blown out. It ain't going to be for lack of effort. Those kids did have effort at Colorado. You see the kid punch the ball out and got the fumble, even though they were down. They did have effort, guys. They're not watching film. I'm telling you, that's it. I'm telling you, that's it. You can't go out there and don't watch no film and think you're going to win. They checked out. Yeah, they checked out. Yeah, Colton Hood. Well, that's why he doing what he doing right now. Yeah, Colton Hood, but they lost him. Yeah, I think at this point he gonna have to make a decision because what he's doing is not working. He realized that now. What he's doing is not working, and the players checked out. So, and guess what? If he do a roster overhaul and get rid of the players, he's not gonna win. He's not gonna win even next year. He's not gonna win. He needs to keep them and build with the high school and build onto the foundation he has now. But I think I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna do another roster overhaul, and it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Because I know what he's thinking. Damn, I got players that don't even watch film. You know what I'm saying? They don't even watch film. There's a reason why they checked out, and he got to get to the bottom of why. Why did they do it? Is I bet you it has something to do with money. Bet you it does. Bet you it does. Because I'm looking at their NIL. Only a top couple players that's getting real money. That's the reason. I bet you it is. Now you have a few people that are getting about 600,000. I believe Arden Walker is. Um, Jordan Seaton getting 1 million in some change. Um, Juju 1 million and some change. That's not good enough. You gotta have it like you gotta spread that pie all the way down. I guarantee you that's it. It's gotta be something why they not watching film. We gotta are they just playing? Maybe they just playing around. Like some people don't take this seriously, guys. You got levels to football. You got some people that are like LeVar Arrington, and you got some people you know, hey man, I'm just enjoying the experience. I'm playing for Colorado. I'm enjoying the experience. The girls is jocking me. I'm getting all the girl attention. That's it. But they're not going to win. And then, like Ray Lewis said, this is an individual team. Everybody is like individuals. You said like Johnny Manziel. Like, what about like Johnny Manziel? Johnny Manziel was a dog. Johnny Manziel came down with that Heisman Trophy. I remember his year, and they won a national title. Yeah, the top guy. Yeah, the top guys. Well, here's the thing: if they weren't watching the film either, it shows. It shows. You're not going to be able to fake that in the NFL. You're not going to be able to fake it. You say he didn't watch film as a pro. That's why he didn't play as long. There's a reason why he didn't play as long. Then you can't. You got to watch film. Unless he was just a savant and he know the defenses and he knew what to do. Some people are like that too. Yeah, they don't have the camaraderie. And it starts at the top because Coach Prime was like, what he said, coaching don't mean nothing. What you talking about coaching? Starts from the top for guys. He said it. He said, what he said, what is culture? He said it. What is culture? But he had the benefit of Travis and SHEDEUR on the team and a few other people. So he got away with it. And at least they got to a bowl game. Yeah, NIL killed real college football. Yeah, he right about that. Once these players get the money, because I could tell how they act too Hollywood, man. They ain't do nothing to be acting like that. They ain't do nothing. Dude, I would be so damn in my books. I would not want to get embarrassed like that again. Yeah, he did run gladiator camps as practice. He damn sure did. He damn sure did. And he made sure at the end of that practice the dogs were standing. And he knew exactly who they were, for sure. You said those buff players need to leave those bunnies alone. It shows. You said DJ McKinney, you're not a first round CB. I don't know who told you that. Well, here's the thing. Is he or isn't he? Because you probably said the same thing about what's his name? Khalil Benson. You probably said the same thing. You're not an NFL talent. Yes, he is now. Yes, he is. And nothing has changed. The only thing that's changed is the school. Nothing about his game has changed. Nothing. So my question is, why did that happen? Why? Well, all of a sudden he going to the NFL now because he went back to Indiana. That's why. So DJ McKinney may need to do himself a favor and hit that damn transfer portal. He may have to. That's what I'm telling you. Something is wrong up there. Something is wrong. Something is wrong up there, baby. Something is wrong. So so DJ McKinney might be good, but he might need to hit the portal. Where did Trevor Woods play at? I forgot about him. Where did he play? And he should have and Trevor should have stayed at safety. But he wasn't gonna stay there because he wasn't they weren't gonna let him stay at safety. He should have stayed at safety. Trevor is a safety. Oh, he's at Jacksonville State. He getting NFL looks at Jacksonville State. So he must be really, really good. Oh, Charles Kelly is the head coach. Yeah, he'll get in the league. Charles Kelly got connections. He for sure will. I knew Trevor Woods was good, right? Because before, when Coach Prime took over the job, right, I started looking at players at Colorado that they already have there. Um, when I looked at Trevor Woods, it was the year that they only won one game. There was a play where where the quarterback threw to the other side of the end zone. Trevor Woods traveled all the way and made the tackle. He like speared the dude. He made the tackle and the ball was in the air and he caught the interception. I said, that's a dog right there. They need to keep him. I said, that kid is an NFL safety. They need to keep him. And you said Benson is right tackle, not a guard. Yeah, he went back to right tackle at Indiana, I believe. You're right about that. So he must have played out of position. So, but what he did was to save his career, he left there to save his career. And guess what? They had another NFL left tackle. That was Tank. He's in the NFL now. Now you might say to yourself, well, why did he allow them sacks? Because he did it on purpose. That's why. He didn't like SHEDEUR. He did it on purpose. I think he did. It was no reason. He's too big to be allowing sacks. That's how I knew. He was too big. How the hell is he on the NFL roster right now? And I said, I'm going to watch this kid when he transferred to the other school. I'm going to watch him. And I sure did. He didn't allow not one sack. Not one. Not one sack. Not one. And now he's on the NFL practice squad developing. So, but coach, he already said it. He don't care about the culture. Like we like, what is culture? So they don't care about culture there. They're gonna bring a bunch of new players next year that never played together, and they're not gonna study film. Hopefully, he'll get some players there that study film. Now, I heard somebody say that Nakai Hillgreen wasn't wanted. I heard that last night, and he's leading. He's the second leader in tackles at Alabama right now. I couldn't believe I heard that. I couldn't believe I heard that. He said no, he wasn't somebody that was wanted. I said, dude, do you realize how much his NIL valuation is? How much they paid him? Yes, he was wanted. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. It's a weird space, yo. It's a weird space. It is. And it's a weird space for me because I'm older than everybody. It's a weird space, yo. I be listening to people sometime, and it's a weird space, yo. It is. And I'm like, bro, the last game Alabama played, he was the leader in tackles. Nakai Hillgreen. I couldn't believe I heard that. I was like, let me cut this shit off and unsubscribe, yo. Let me cut this shit off. All right. Because these people don't remember when Lawrence Taylor played. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. And I just unsubscribed, man. Wait a minute. You said he wasn't wanted at Colorado? Or was he wanted at another team? Maybe that's what he meant. Maybe I had it wrong. Contextual, what did he mean? Did he mean that he wasn't wanted at Colorado? Because they crazy. If they didn't want Hill Green at Colorado, they never gonna win. They never gonna win, dog. How do you don't want it? No, he meant. Oh my god. Oh damn. My bad. I gotta sit here. Yo, pardon self. I thought me because I was listening to him while I was asleep. I'm like, I know he ain't saying what I'm saying. You mean to tell me Colorado didn't want Hill Green? Yeah, they not winning, guys. They never gonna win there. They never gonna win. They're never gonna win there, dog. If they didn't identify as Hill Green as a good player, they're never gonna win there. Yeah, they never gonna win, dog. It's on Coach Prime. They never gonna win. They're never going to win. So I recommend if that's the case, damn, I gotta say, damn, pardon self to the because I know I'm like, I've listened to this dude. I'm like, I said, wait a minute, you mean Alabama? He wasn't wanted in the transfer portal? That's what I thought he meant. Man, pardon self, man. I can admit when I'm wrong. He he wasn't he wasn't wanted at Colorado. He wasn't wanted at Colorado, and Hood was running back punt returns. Yeah, they're never gonna win. And let me tell you something what Michael Jordan said. Let me tell you this. This goes back to what Michael Jordan said. They said, Michael, how come you won't be a coach? You know a lot about basketball. And you know you're a Hall of Famer and you could bring so much to a team. He said, yes, I could. He said, I could be a coach, but I wouldn't be a good coach. And they said, why? He said, because I would be living vicariously through them, and I would be trying to I would have what did he say? He said I would have unrealistic expectations and it will actually hurt the team. And I can't be a coach. He said all great players don't make good coaches. He said that. He said it. Michael Jordan said it. So here's my question. So I had to, man, I feel bad now, man. I was like, damn, because I'm thinking they said that he wasn't wanted at other schools. It makes sense because I'm like, yo, that dude know what he's talking about. I'm like, but he said he wasn't wanted at Colorado. Guys, if that's true, they're never gonna win. They're never gonna win there. What you mean he wasn't wanted there? Huh? In Alabama, in Alabama identified what kind of player he was. Alabama did. I know I can text you. I was asleep, man. I feel bad about that, man, because you know what I'm saying. I'm like in there. You know what I'm saying. I be watching like real hard because he breaks down the stuff like he educates. Damn, I didn't realize that they lost Hill Green like that. He doesn't vibe well with real alphas. Yeah, he's never gonna win, dog. This might be his last season. He might be done. But the problem is, I don't see Prime leaving as a loser. I don't see it. But he's gonna have to do some like soul searching and self reflection because this was on him. And he did say it. He said, "This is my fault." He did say that, and I'm like, "Well, how is it his fault?" I didn't realize that they ran Hill Green off. Yeah, if you run him off, they ran Hood off. Yeah, they never gonna win, dog. They not. They not gonna win. They getting ready to get blown out against West Virginia because the players don't checked out. And you know the thing is, he lost the locker room probably because Hood and he could have lost the locker room then. And they're not watching film. They just sitting there collecting that check. Because I know if I was Caden Salter, I don't got nothing to be mad about. Because if I got 600 and some $1,000 out of them, I'm good, yo. I ain't got like you can bench me if you want to. You still gonna pay me. Yeah, they never gonna win, dog. So this is just like, man, it's just at this point, it's just a reality show. That's all it is. They're not gonna be taking shit. They're not gonna win. And I'm telling you, I'm real with you. I can see it. They're not gonna win. They didn't they once I found out that they're not watching film, they checked out. And if he's smart, he will hit the transfer portal. That'll save his first round draft status because Caden Proctor is leaving Alabama. That means Jordan Seaton can take his spot and go to Alabama and meet up with Hill Green in Alabama. That means he'll get an opportunity to play in the SEC. And then that'll for sure his draft stock could be number one. Because right now he don't have a number one draft status. He don't because they losing so bad. At best, he losing money. He could go in the second round though. He's not going to go no later than the second round. But you got to remember they take the people that are winning first. So he would have to leave, bro. Hill Green, yeah, he's done. He's going to the NFL. He has an NFL grade. Let's talk about it. NFL picks. He has an NFL grade. He will get Hill Green because they need linebackers like him because he looks like Ray Lewis. It looked like he could be Ray Lewis' son. He's a baby Ray Lewis. So, and I don't know how fast he is. I don't know if you know. I don't know what his 40 time is, but I watched the last what do you call it? Highlights from Alabama, and he did really well. He was the reason why he saved a lot of plays in that game. You said Jordan will not lead. Trust me. Last season with Prime, yeah, but he could be hurting his draft status because look, he might catch a stray bullet, so he might have to because after what they did to SHEDEUR, he might catch a stray. So I wouldn't trust it. I'm not. I mean, I hope he'll stay, but bro, Chidozie didn't even get he didn't even get a camp spot. He didn't even get a practice squad spot, and he deserves one. Yeah, he had to at least stay one more season. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Well, he signed a contract because if he decide he want to leave, he owed them money. He owed the school money. I don't think he gonna do that. And I'm gonna tell you something. He's not the type of person that's gonna go out a loser. I'm telling you, he's not. That's how Leos are. We're not trying to go out no loser, yo. We're gonna figure it out. And it all started when he said it was my fault. For him to say that this was all on him, then I think he meant that. He did something wrong. He need to fire the linebacker coach for I would fire the linebacker coach just because Hill Green left. I would fire him. There's no way. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like they all caught strays last year, except for Travis and Sylvan Craig and BJ Green. They did good. And LeJontay Wester didn't or Jimmy. They didn't catch strays. You said two coaches I don't ever see. I don't see him fire harder Mathis. No, no, you don't fire Mathis. Uh-uh. It's not on Mathis. It's actually, yeah, he is the safety coach, and I don't know. Byron Leftwich is not there. But coach, I'm ready. I'm curious to see his press conference tomorrow. Because he'll probably say it like, okay, this is my fault. This is the reason why. I don't think he's gonna say the reason why it's his fault because he don't want to give that away. Oh, the safety coach. Yeah, that's right. It's Livingston. Yeah, bro. When I heard that Hill Green thing, that surprised me because I thought Hill Green just left to go get more money. That's what I thought. Like, oh, he about to go get more money. He going to Alabama. You know what I mean? But they said he wasn't wanted there. He wasn't wanted. But you didn't get a better linebacker yet, though. After he left, you didn't get a better line. Well, no, they didn't. Now, here's what's saving them, though. I like Keaton Wade, and I like Arden Walker. But I think this is their last year. I think they're gonna go to the NFL. Yeah, they. I just know he's not gonna go out on no loser though. He's not going out like that. You said Pat Schumer contract is up this year. Okay, so he'll just leave. Yeah, he got a huge situation here. Um, and it shouldn't have happened this way, but I'm thinking that's what it is. They might be playing favorites, and it backfired on them. There's no way you let Hill Green leave. There's no way. He was the pro that y'all had. He's a pro. He looked like Ray Lewis, just like him. Same build and everything. Same tenacity and everything. Crazy on the field. But now he had to go to Alabama. He had to go, and that was a courageous thing for him to do. For him to go all the way to Alabama. But you gotta understand though, he's an upperclassman, so he would work well with coaches anywhere, but still he had to take a chance to go to Alabama. It wasn't no guarantee that he gonna play. But he did. He's playing. He's starting actually. He's starting. And I think Alabama kind of needed him anyway because their linebacker went to the draft. So they were kind of short in that department. So they just kind of picked him up. And Colton Hood, Tennessee picked him up. They had lost somebody to the draft. So they picked him up. So that worked out for him. And yes, he does watch film. I did see that video of him breaking the film down. I saw it. Why would you let somebody like that leave? Coach probably didn't like him. This is crazy, bro. Coach, man, it is on you, man. Like for real. If he don't like you, that's it. Yeah, man, that's what it seemed like. Like I don't know for sure, man, but he said it was on him. That's why I'm holding him to it. He said this is his fault. So I'm trying to figure out why it's his fault though. Because right now he's going to get embarrassed. If he stay in this league, he get embarrassed, though. Especially West Virginia. Especially if the players checked out, they not winning. There's no way they beat West Virginia, though. Not in Morgantown. There's no way. Yeah, he gonna have a man. Yeah, this is crazy, bro. I hate to be talking in this light. Yeah. You said, yeah, you're right about that. NFL comp is never scared. So, you know what I'm saying? So Hill Green, he didn't mind going to Alabama and comp and compete. He ain't mind because the dogs they gonna play regardless. So you right about that. He was like, shit, he probably was happy to get there. Like, shit, all right, where's my uniform? Where's my practice shit at? Let's go. Yeah, we used to watch film in high school, Charmaine. Yeah, we did. We used to watch, but back then we had VHS tapes. Yeah, we used to sit with our coaches. Sometime my coach, what he used to do was he was like our babysitter. like during the week, we'll have practice because he didn't live too far from me. I could walk to his house. He had a huge house too. So he'll tell the parents, if y'all not home, have them come to my house. So we used to go to his house after practice, and he had a huge basement with a huge projector, movie screen projector. And he used to put the VHS tapes in, and we used to sit there and break down film. We used to have like dinner. His wife used to cook. His wife could cook, boy. She cook her ass off. And then he used to take us home. He didn't want us to walk home. He used to come back. All right, I'm gonna take y'all now. Then I'm gonna come back and get the rest of you. Because he had a van. He had a church van, like, where you could fit. He had how many rows in his van? He had one, two, three. He had 4 rows. He used to take us home. But yeah, we used to watch film. Because the reason why I had to watch film, because I didn't play a lot of Pop Warner. I only played 2 years of Pop Warner football before I went to high school. So I didn't know a lot about the position. So I had to watch film to learn it. So that's why it called for us to watch film. And also the playbook, I didn't understand it until I watched the film. So yeah, we used to watch film. But we, do our homework, watch film, and he sit up there and cuss. He's hilarious, yo. Like he cuss at us, like, look what the fuck you did. Like he like cuss, yo. It was like, damn, he's supposed to be a church going guy. He's sitting up here cussing at us, right? I could never understand that. I'm like, you supposed to be church going, here you go cussing. He said, why the fuck was you over here and you supposed to be over the fuck here? He used to pause. He said, do that make sense? No, sir. All right, don't fucking do it again. And I said, sir, you curse a lot to be a church going guy. And the room got quiet. And he just looked at me. He said, is that offensive to you that I'm sitting up here cussing? He said, okay, we'll see in practice tomorrow about what you just said. And then he had make me run sprints. This shit is crazy, bro. He said, make me run sprints. I lost weight doing all that. Um, no, he's not going to address the film stuff. He already done it. He remember he used to talk to the team. He used to say, hey, y'all going to watch film, right? He's already addressed it. He's been doing that. They ain't watching enough film, man. But I like the players on the team. You know what I'm saying? I hope none of them hit the portal. I like them. You know? And you right. I don't see Jordan Seaton going anywhere. He's a leader on that team. Hopefully Juju stays. Because we need him. I would like to see them use their tight ends a little more. But we'll see, man. It's just it's horrible. But Shador, it looks like he's going to if the new person is calling the plays on offense, you're gonna see Shador pretty soon. Because he's been working out with Shador. He's been with him. So I'm sure he's gonna want the new offensive coordinator gonna want the one that's calling the offensive plays gonna want Shador to go in. Yeah, we did have schemes drawn out because I didn't understand it. So he used to have the chalkboard. He used to have the chalk. Bro, man, that's giving me flashbacks. He was like, okay, what are you supposed to do here? He'll call on me. I said, well, it's calling for me to block and then go out. He said, go out to where? Here I am scratching my head. He said, where the fuck you supposed to go? You supposed to go this way. I'm like, all right, damn. Like, all right. That's where I'm supposed to go, man. You know? Like that's how I learned it. The old chalkboard style. He said, what the fuck do you know? Do you know anything? Yeah, he used to get on me, bro. That was hilarious. And Yeah, that was but you get it from watching film though. And after you watch film or not, you'll start to get the hang of it. But with this technology they have now, shit, all you got your iPad. You got your iPad, is everything is there. You got everything. And all you gotta do is just, they sure they go through dress rehearsal when they just go through what we call it walkthroughs. Um yeah, it's easy for them. Everything, the technology is there. So I don't know, man. He said it's on him, so we'll figure out, try to see what he's talking about. But I didn't know that they didn't want Hill Green there. I didn't know that. Like, why not? Like, it's like they don't want. I don't get it. I don't get it. He might be too old school of a coach. These players ain't going for that. Like how they used to talk to us back in the day, that ain't happening. Not no more. And a lot of these kids, they don't care that you're a Hall of Famer. They don't care. Like after they have lost the locker room, they don't care anymore. Because for all those players, only three players that raised their hand when Ray Lewis was talking, and that they checked out. You're not gonna win no game. You ain't watching no film. I mean, they watch film, but they not watching enough film. Like, because he said it. Do you go home after the game and get locked in and watch your film? He said no. Hey man, shout out to that Jacksonville kicker, yo. 70 fucking yards, man. Golly. And you know the crazy thing is, if you look at that 70-yard field goal, he could have kicked 75 yards. He could have. So I don't know exactly what his reach is. Is it 75 yards or is it 80? Because I can tell way the football still had traveling space when it went past the goal post. He could have kicked it 75 yards. It's craziness. He don't kicked himself in the Hall of Fame. He keep doing that. He's in the Hall of Fame. 70 fucking yards. Did y'all see that? He kicked it 65 yards before and then 70. So what's next? 75? It's crazy. I looked at, I said, ain't no way in the hell he gonna make this. There's no way. That ball was on the money. I said, I can't believe this thing is going through. That was good to watch though. He must have been talking to Travis or some shit. Because Travis has a good understanding of the force. So he might have been talking to him like, Travis, can you give me some understanding of the force? Because his ass don't get tired. Do Travis even break a sweat? You know what I'm saying? But I know he hurt right now, but damn, he don't break no sweat, man. You would think in the NFL, it's more grueling and this and that. He'll be tired. No, he's not tired. You said the kicker better than you said kick better than NFL kicker. No, I'm talking about he must have talked to Travis to get some understanding of the force. Like, because Travis don't get tired. So I don't, it's something else he don't tapped into. You said will Mata get drafted? It's hard for kickers to get drafted because it's not a lot of jobs to go around for them to waste a draft pick on. He could get a camp invite or he could go to Canada. But as far as his stats wise, he has a pretty good college career. Mata has, stat wise. Look, check this out. So if that means that the kicker can kick that thing 75, 70 yards, so if they're at the 45-yard line, they might as well kick it. If why punt it at this point? If he can sit there and kick that thing. because this, I mean, don't well. It sometimes it matters depending on how much time is on the clock. They don't want to give them good field position, so you don't want to chance it. But um, Mata could get a draft invite. He could. He could get a. He could a camp invite in Canada, but he's going to still play after college for sure somewhere. He still can have opportunity to play. But yeah, this is his last year. Mata's a senior. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. But hopefully, man, they will they'll get it together somehow. I don't know. But man, they got a lot of work to do. Unless they're gonna come together and say, look, guys, we're gonna do this for ourselves. Like if the players get together, let's watch this film and let's get prepared and let's go to a bowl game for ourselves. If not, they got their money already. Probably like, fuck it, all right, we done. If we win, we win. If not, it is what it is. You know, they might have that mindset. It is what it is. So if they got that mindset, then yeah, West Virginia is going to be a bad game. It's going to be terrible. But anyway, let me get out of here, guys. I'll talk to y'all a little later. I'll come back a little later. All right, y'all.